we are so grateful to be able to be here and play in San Diego, and the Poinsettia Bowl and the committee and everything, hospitality, the San Diego County Credit Union for everything that they've done in this bowl game, and we were also privileged to play an unbelievable opponent in the Naval Academy, and I can tell you that we have all the respect for that football team, and we as a team, we prepared well. I thought the guys did a great job. Our seniors did a great job, and it was something that we talk about a lot is for the past, present, and the future Aztec Warriors and the legacies and the tradition that we take very seriously, and something that we hold very close to our hearts. And I can tell you these seniors, and I think there's three of them up here, or four, three of them up here. They left a legacy for Ryan and Ronnie when he becomes a senior, and set the benchmark higher and the expectations higher that we all have.
Also been joined by Ronnie Hillman and Vincent Brown here on the end. Questions?
Coach, right up front, congratulations to you and the team. I asked the Navy coach, how did you change the momentum, their momentum? So they had momentum the second quarter. How did you change that in the second half?
Well, when they went in at the end of a half, you never want to give up points. But we still were 21-7. I think down there on the goal line was probably the big momentum changer for us. Our defense stood up and did a tremendous job of playing together. We bit an awful lot in that drive, but when it came time for them to put the ball in the end zone, our kids did a great job and kept them out, and I think that's where the momentum started to change.
Coach, you've been on the field for Rose Bowls and big games. Where does this rank in your personal game plan?
Oh, it was such a, and you all have said it. I mean, it was a great matchup for this community, a great matchup in college football. I don't know, and I said it the other day at the luncheon, two teams of more quality and character of the kids on that football team, on our football team, and guys who just wanted to go out there and play their hearts out and play for 60 minutes. And, it's gratifying as a coach, and it's sad as a coach because there's 17 guys who won't be with us. But that's part of what you do in mentoring kids as a coach. And that's why we do what we do. And we've got a tremendous staff who all believe the same things.
For the seniors up there, how does it feel being the first senior class, San Diego State senior class in 41 years to win a bowl game?
You want to start off?
Feels awesome. I mean, we don't know what to expect. We've never been in this position, but it's awesome to leave this legacy and to really start it off, because I know with the guys below me, with these guys right next to me, that they're going to keep continuing this legacy, and there's great things to come with the Aztec Nation.
And it was just we built off the foundation that the seniors last year built with Jerry Millen, Peter Nelson, Davion Malden, all those guys, and so hopefully in the next class we'll just build off of what we do and continue to do that from each class on from here on out until it just brings us championship after championship is the goal.
Yeah, it's great, just to see where we've been and just to know all the work that we've gone through, to get to where we're at now. And it's a great feeling, just to be with these guys and just to see all the young guys stepping up and doing the things that they want to do to get this program to where it's at. So it's a great thing for us, and I'm just happy to leave a legacy for these young guys, and they'll continue to take it on as we go.
Before we continue, can you guys just identify who responded right there for us real quick?
Vince Brown.
That was the last one.
Ernie Lawson.
He was the second one.
Andrew Preston.
Thank you.
Ryan, as a quarterback, you talk about wanting to take what the defense gives you. It seemed like you guys were dictating, though, whether it was the passing game or the running game. Talk about just your ability to control the ball and rack up the yards that you guys did.
It all starts on the line of scrimmage. And our offensive lines played great all year. and they really had a stellar game. I thought it was a great way for all of them as a unit to send Trask out as their senior on the group, and they did an awesome job run blocking. They opened up the holes for Ronnie. You know, I just had all the time in the world back there to throw the ball and to get it to these big guys and these big playmakers we have. So, you know, that makes your job pretty easy as a quarterback. I got to give them a ton of credit in what they've done, and the way Coach Borges puts us in a position to make plays. I think that's a lot of it too. So, I mean, offensive line did a great job, and they'll continue to do a good job.
You can shave.
Please.
Ronnie, have this kind of game so early in your career. Can you tell us about the night? How you were able to do what you did?
The O-line. It's pretty much the O-line, like Ryan said. You know, it's easy to run, you know, for 200 yards when, you know, you have holes the size of Grand Canyon. So, you know, I only could, you know, run as much as the O-line blocked for me. So, you know, I got to give it to them. You know, this is, you know, their accomplishment too.
Ronnie, all this talk of seniors and how well they've done in the last couple of years. You being the freshman, what do you do now to make sure that it doesn't fall off, and how can you improve on what the senior class did this year?
Just follow behind the next class of seniors. Just follow their leadership. You know, just keep building up, and, you know, just building on top of that. You know, we gotta, you know, Trash is leaving, so, you know, those guys on the O line, you know, they gotta, you know, pick up where he left off, and, you know, continue to build the legacy.
Are you as proud of them as they are you?
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of them. You know, they did it. They did a great job. You know, protecting me all year. You know, haven't taken any big hits. You know, I could, you know, thank them for that.
Ronnie, congratulations, man, on the game today. What was your mentality going into today's game?
Just play a role. Just, you know, do whatever the coaches tell me to do. You know, run however the coaches tell me to run. You know, I just, you know, pretty much just felt it. And, you know, tonight, you know, it was for the seniors. That's it.
Do you think you could have this kind of game on the national stage, or what's it feeling like to produce the way you did?
You know, when you have an O-line like we have, you feel like you could, you know, break every run. So, you know, it was pretty cool to, you know, have this kind of game.
Coach, at the end of the game, I believe it was number 39 for Navy, came up to you. You were pretty passionate, and so was he in your hug. Did you know him? And if you don't mind me asking, what did you say to him?
Well, number one, I think he is as tough of individual as there is in college football. I mean, I've watched 12 games of him play fullback, and in that offense, that's where it starts. And he is an incredible young man, and I just wanted to wish him the best of luck. And if he ever came out to San Diego, to make sure that he looked us up, and because he's a guy who, in my opinion, is all about what football should be. You know, and his character and his toughness and the way he plays the game. And so I try and acknowledge guys like that.
Coach, and the returning players too, what kind of momentum does a win like tonight give you guys going into the off season and then 2011?
Well, you know, we're going to enjoy this one, and these guys get a little break from us, and we get a little break from them, and it's probably needed in both sides of it. But we'll come back in January. I believe the date is 24th, and we'll start all over again. And it's always better to have won, but at the same time, there's a mentality and a way you handle success. And that's what we'll find out about this next Aztec Warrior football team. And that will start when we start our winter conditioning.
Coach, Aztecs Athletics have had an unprecedented season, both basketball and football, and it's clearly changed the psyche of the student body. What do you guys have to say about that?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, especially with our basketball team doing well and us succeeding this year. We've had a lot of support from the student body, and we really like to thank all the students and even the faculty for all the support that we get from them and all of our fans.
Yeah, I think it's something that, you know, we're all Aztecs, and you get extremely excited when your other teams are doing well too. And you got to give it up to Coach Fisher and what they've done. And I'm extremely happy and proud of our guys, our seniors up here, and what we've done this year. But it's just something that the psyche has changed. I think the mentality of the entire university has changed. And like Andrew said, it's from top to bottom. It comes from the coaches, from the support staff, academics, athletics, student managers. it's a team effort, and it's all in the athletic center, and we're extremely proud of everybody in there.
Ryan, talk about the offensive game plan tonight. You guys came out hurry up. You came out just firing peppers between yourself and Vincent Brown. Was the plan to get them to back off a little bit to open up the run later?
I think it was something that we just kind of like to mix it up there, and it's something that we found towards the end of the year that we could do well, just kind of keeping the defense on their toes and kind of backing them off on their heels with what we do in the hurry up. But it was something that we knew with what we did and what Coach Borges dialed up that we could do some things in the run game as far as open up some holes for Ronnie and then allow the offensive line to do some work. And at the same time with what they did, they tried to play the run that we could go downfield with VJ and DeMarco.
Talk about just the wrapping up of a great career of your senior target, Vincent Brown.
Yeah, it's fitting. He's put a lot of work into this program. It's and for this whole senior class, it is. These guys have been through the top to the bottom. I mean, I remember back to the 2 and 10 year, and that's a year you want to forget, but it's there, and it's something that we talked about before, having to work next year and dealing with success. I think it's sort of something that our guys and then the senior class next year knows that we've been at the bottom and we don't want to be there. We like what it's like, right? We like how it is right now, and we want to stay that way, and we'll continue to work hard.
I have a question for all the seniors. You guys probably know it. San Diego State hadn't even been to a bowl or winning season since '98. If you could pinpoint what your coaches did, particularly your head coach, to get you to this point, to prepare you, what changed?
I'll start it off. Just the mentality and the expectation every day that he brought to us. From the very first day, he bought into us without even knowing us. And, when he did that, it made it a lot easier to buy into him. And, so having the high expectations, people tend to reach. When the bar set higher, you reach higher. And, he's pushed us every day to be great. And him, Coach Wellman, the rest of the staff, they've worked us to be great. And we've tried to do our best to reach that every day.
Go ahead, BJ.
From day one, like when he said, Coach Hope came in, he set the standard. He set the bar high and the standard high, and he set the goal. And we work for nothing less than that. And every day, practice, film room, whatever it is, we know what our job is to do, and we know what we're going after. And that's something that he preaches every day in practice, whatever it is. He sets the bar high, and he expects nothing less.
Vincent, you had such a monster first quarter, 1.5 quarters. What came over you, especially on that play where you were able to catch it for the touchdown, but you shifted midway and bounced to the touchdown?
I mean, like Ryan said earlier, Coach Borges, he was dialing up some plays to take advantage of the defense, and I'm just trying to do my part in this offense and help win games. So I was able to do that, through my team, and it was a team effort. So I don't like to take a lot of individual credit. I was just doing my job. I can't do it without any of the other guys that's on the field at the same time. So for me, it was just I just tried to make a play for my team. That's it.
When Navy. Triple option, obviously you guys had an entire month of practice against it. How much of that practice time helped you guys, and how much did you acclimate to their offense as the game went on?
Yeah, I mean, the coaches had a great game plan, and we didn't see anything in the game that we didn't see throughout the week of practice, and that was awesome, and it was just set up great and coached very well, and we had a lot of great preparation, and Navy was an amazing team and probably the best in the nation at what they do with the triple option, and Ricky Dobbs did a great job of running that offense, and he was a warrior. He was getting hit, and he was still going, and he was a great player.
Did Navy confuse you at all when they looked over to the sideline and then kind of ran a hurry-up offense? Did that also tire you out at all?
No, not really. I don't think so. I think they were checking plays based on what we were giving them and when we'd stem and everything. But no, we weren't really thrown off by that. It was just a great game, and it was 4 quarters put together, and we're excited.
For the coach, how much was that on your mind, this long bowl drought, and to finally be the first team to win a bowl game in decades? What's that feeling like? It wasn't on my mind. What was on my mind is the 113 kids that we mentor, and getting them through finals without having too many practice days in a row, and just trying to get them prepared as best we could for a great opponent and the opportunity and the significance of playing a 13th game. And that's, all those statistical things, really don't make a difference, and it's great, and I feel great for the seniors because just like a few of you have commented, it's been since 1969 that we've won a bowl game, since '98 since we played in the last bowl game, and that's great for the legacy that these guys left. But at the end of the day, it's just trying to prepare them so they have an opportunity to go out and win.
Ryan, Coach Hoke said 24th is when you guys get back. Are you itching to get back just a little bit sooner than that?
You know what? I think, like Coach Hoke said, I think we need a little time off. It's something that I think we're excited, and we can use this to build on the next year's team with the guys we're going to have coming in next fall, the recruiting class, and with the guys we got returning on offense and defense. I think we got a lot of solid players. We're losing some guys, some brothers that we're going to miss a lot, not only on the field but with what they bring in the locker room. But it's something that we're gonna develop a new identity. It's something each team's got a different they got different intricacies and stuff like that. So it's going to be something that we're going to see in the off season and the work we put in that with Coach Wellman, how we're going to step up to the challenge.
Ryan, is there any possibility that you'd enter your name into the draft? You came a hair short of the all-time single-season passing record.
No, there's no possibility at all. I'm an Aztec, and I'm going to finish out. I'm going to graduate next year.
Hey, Ronnie, yesterday this place was submerged. How was both conditions?
It was great. They did a good job, pumping the water out, and it just felt like, a regular field. It was a little slippery, but, it didn't really make a difference. We just had to, play like another game.
And Coach, how do you use tonight's game and performance as a statement, really, to college football in the Mountain West next year? I mean, you guys kind of came in under the radar this year. After tonight, everyone's going to know who and what San Diego State is all about.
Well, we just got to be who we are. We're going to be who we are. We want to be. And Ryan talked about it, our identity as a team, and we want to be a team that's considered a tough, physical football team that's going to play 60 minutes anytime, anywhere we line up. And we're going to always play as a team, and we're going to play for each other. And, I think that's what this great game does, because this is life lessons. You get blocked, you get knocked down, you better get your tail back up and go back at it. And so that's what we want to be, and, if that's a statement, or if we were under the radar, so be it. We just got to come back with an attitude that it wasn't good enough, and it wasn't good enough. We did not win the Mountain West Conference Championship, and that's the goal. We finished on a high note, and that's great, and that's exciting. But we've got goals.